Though I walk through the valley, the shadow death be. I will fear no evil, for my God is with me. With your rod and your staff, and you protect me.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying your Sunday today. I wanted to take just a moment to go through Psalm 23 a little bit more with you. I know on Friday we had the opportunity to meditate on that scripture with Kaylee, and I wanted to just take it a little bit further and talk with you guys for a minute. So let's just hop in. The Psalm 23 goes like this. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You know what I love about this? There's a ton. I mean, we could talk about this for hours, but I just want to talk about one thing real quick, and that is the author. One thing I love about Psalm 23 is that this wasn't just somebody who writes about the Lord as my shepherd from an outside, just an academic place. David wasn't like, if I was to think of a way to describe the Father, I would choose, I would choose God as a shepherd. That just makes theological sense. And David wrote this psalm from a place of just pure worship. And it came not just from worship, but it came from his experience. David, as a boy, was a shepherd. He lived with sheep. He lived with the flocks. In fact, the Bible tells us that when Jesse came to anoint one of Jesse's sons, did I say that wrong? When Samuel came to anoint one of Jesse's sons, David wasn't even considered because he was out in the fields. He was the youngest. He was just, that boy who talks to the sheep, and we know a lot about David's life just through the book of Samuel. We know that, 1, he was a shepherd. We know that 2, he fought lions and bears when they came to attack the sheep. So we knew that, he wasn't afraid, or maybe if he was afraid, he knew how to, kind of overcome that fear. But we also know about David is that he just had this deep trust of God being in control. And we saw that obviously in the life of, or in the story of David with the Philistine Goliath. Here he is. He sees this Philistine mocking God, mocking God's people. And he's like, isn't somebody going to go take care of this dude? God is way more stronger than he is. We will win. And he's like, if nobody else will, I will. And so you just see this person of David with this life that is so experiential. He experiences God in every aspect of his life. And so here he is as a shepherd, watching sheep. Let me just ask you guys a question. You're at home. I'm sure you guys have chores. This probably wasn't like David's, maybe first choice to watch the sheep. But what did David do? When he watched the sheep, he learned to play the harp. He learned to defeat wild animals with a sling and a stone. And he learned how to take care of those sheep. And so, as we look at this passage, my encouragement to you is, based on what you're experiencing right now in this crazy time of COVID-19 and staying at home and all of that, how are you allowing this experience to change you? And how are you seeing God at work in these moments? David was with the sheep day by day. He sang songs to the Lord. He worshiped. He wrote. And he found a way to meet God even in this crazy time of watching sheep. And so my question for you guys today is, are you seeking God? Are you finding him where you are? Are you taking time to get to know the heart of the Lord? Are you seeing how God is in control, how God is at work? And even, so that's just kind of like the background, of this, but the actual words themselves, let's just talk about it real quick. The Lord's my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. That's the beauty about this, is that he saw how God cares for his people, how he cares for the sheep. It says they do not want. You know how blessed we are to live where and when we live? We are so blessed. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. You know, just as the shepherd would lead his sheep to, you know, the best pastures, you know, and make sure they're well fed, making sure they're able to drink at still waters, you know. Sheep won't drink at a fast river, so the shepherd has to know how to navigate them, you know, through rocks and over wherever to get to the best place for them to drink. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You know, one of the other famous passages in the Bible that deals with the rod goes like this: spare the rod, spoil the child, which basically means if you don't teach your kids discipline, you're going to spoil them, you know. But here's David describing how, you know, how a staff can be a comfort and can help lead and guide. You know, there's just so many things in here. And so I guess my question for you guys today, as you take this time and read this and go over this, you know, one is, where is your heart at right now? Are you allowing God to speak to you in your circumstances? Are you being present right now with God where you are? If you're not, man, just take some time to ask God, I need you to just be with me here today. Show me how you are at work today, and begin to ask him to do those things in your day-to-day life. And then next, you know, begin to ask God to do the things that he is writing in this passage, you know. Be my shepherd. Help me to lie down in green pastures. Help me to find peace. Help me to find still waters. Help me to be restored in my soul. And begin to just pray through this as well. You know, guys, there's a lot going on, but the Lord is our shepherd. And even though these things are happening with us, we do not have to be afraid. We can be strong, we can be firm, and we can rejoice even in hard times. And so that's my encouragement for you today, guys. Look at the life of David. Do a little bit of study on who David was, on the heart of David, and also take some time to reflect and grow in this passage of Psalm 23. Appreciate you guys. Can't wait to see you again soon.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall never want. You lead the 99, come and get this one. Whenever I go astray, no matter cold or long, you come running after me, so